In the chapter of lenses, we'll first start by identifying the different points in our ray diagrams. So U is the object distance, which is the distance from the object, the pencil here, till the center of the lens, which is known as the optical center. This whole is U, or the object distance, and from the optical center C till the image, it's V, or the image distance. Now the small f and 2f represents the focal length, which is the length from the optical center till the focal point, that is represented by a capital F. This whole black line is the principal axis which passes through the optical center C of the lens. Now let's start drawing the ray diagram for this converging lens. In a converging lens or a convex lens, the rays passing through the lens are going to converge and meet at one point. So, if you have a light ray that is parallel to the principal axis, it is going to converge at the focal point, and if you have a light ray that is passing through the optical center, it will pass through without being converged. This way, both of these light rays are intersecting, and where the light rays intersect, your image is formed. Now, when you have your image beyond 2f, your U is greater than 2f, then your image is formed between f and 2f. The image is represented by this red arrow, and it is formed on the other side of the lens as compared to the object. It is real, which means that it can be projected on a screen, and it is inverted, it is upside down, and it is smaller in size as visible. Where can we find such lenses? In our eye, and in a camera lens also behaves in the similar manner. Now let's have a look at the second example. Again, we'll draw two light rays from the pencil. So the first light ray is going to be parallel to the principal axis. It will pass through the lens and it will converge at the focal point F. And the second ray is going to pass through the optical center, and it won't bend, it will move unchanged. Both of these light rays are they're intersecting at 2f, and as you can observe, the image distance is 2f and the object distance is also 2f. So when your object is at 2f, your image is also formed at 2f. Again, you can see that the image is upside down. It is on the other side of the lens, and it is of the same size at the same distance, and the image is real, which means it can be projected at a screen. It's inverted, as I mentioned, it's upside down, and we can find this example in photocopiers. Let's have a look at the third example. Once again, the light ray that is parallel to the principal axis, when it meets the lens, it is going to converge and pass through the focal point. The second light ray is going to pass through the optical center, the exact center of the lens, that is often denoted by a capital C. And these two light rays are converging, they are intersecting beyond 2f. So when your object distance is between f and 2f, your image distance is beyond 2f. And you can see that this image is very magnified. It is upside down, it is inverted, and it is real. So this is a highly magnified image, and we can find this example in projectors as well as photocopiers, because photocopiers can also produce a magnified image. Another example, the object is at f. The light rays are to be drawn in the same manner. One will pass through the focal point that is denoted by a capital F. Here a small f is used because that is actually representing the focal length. And another light ray will pass through the optical center. And if you notice, when your object is at f, the two light rays are parallel, which means that they will never intersect. Due to that, we will have a highly magnified image. An example is a telescope, and over here, your image is formed at infinity. In a telescope, you can only see a portion of the object. For example, you can just see a portion of the moon, so the viewer can just see a portion of the pencil. That will only be true when you have your object at f. Your object distance, your u, is f, and so v, or the image distance, is going to be infinity. Now, when your object is placed between the focal point and the optical center, the light rays are produced in a rather interesting manner. What actually happens is that the light rays that are formed, they are not intersecting. They're not even parallel, they're divergent. They're never going to meet, they're moving apart from each other. And in this case, since these light rays are never going to intersect on the other side of the lens, they're actually going to intersect on the same side of the lens. So let's see how that happens. When we extend the light rays on the same side of the lens, you'll find that they'll actually meet at one point. At this point, your image will be formed. This image that is formed, it's on the same side of the lens as that of the object, and it is larger than the object. You can see when you compare the sizes of the image and the object. However, it's erect, it's not upside down, and it's virtual, which means that it can not be projected on a screen. Due to divergent light rays, your object is forming on the same side of the lens as the object, and you can find this example in a magnifying glass. Remember, why is this happening? Because the refracted rays are not intersecting and they are divergent. In the previous case, the light rays were parallel and they wouldn't have intersected on either side of the lens. But here they're divergent and they are going to intersect on the same side of the lens. Taking the example of a magnifying glass, you know that the image that is formed, it is highly magnified and it is on the same side of the lens. The image is formed right above the object, so just try to keep a magnifying glass in mind and you'll be able to relate to the scenario. So it's virtual, it's erect, and it's on the same side of the lens, and it is magnified as well, as I've tried to show that over here. Now let's have a look at a divergent lens. Instead of the rays bending towards the principal axis, now the light rays are going to move away from the principal axis. So if your light ray is parallel to the principal axis, it's going to diverge away from the principal axis. But the rule for a light ray passing through the optical center will remain same. It will not refract. Now, over here on the other side of the lens, very obviously, the light rays are not intersecting. So again, they're going to intersect on the same side of the lens. You can see at which point they're intersecting, and the image is much smaller than the object. Since it is formed on the same side of the lens, it is going to be virtual, which means it cannot be projected on a screen. It's erect, it's not upside down, it's in the perfect position. It is smaller in size, and as I mentioned earlier, again and again, it is on the same side of the lens. Once again, an example is in glasses. I'm going to explain the defects of the eye properly in another video, where I'm going to tell you what are the problems with your eye that you need to wear glasses that either have a convergent or a divergent lens. In this example, you're going to draw the two light rays in the very same manner, and you will get your image. Now another diverging lens, over here, you'll pass it through the focal point, the light ray, and the other ray is going to pass through the optical center. Oh, this isn't going to be convergent, it's going to be divergent. And then, as you can see, the light rays aren't intersecting on the other side of the lens, which means that they're going to be intersecting on the same side of the lens in such a manner, and your image is going to be formed slightly before the focal point. This image is going to be virtual, it's going to be erect, it's going to be on the same side of the lens, and it is going to be much smaller in size as compared to the object. Now let's have a look at some questions that involve lengths. Over here, I can't use exact lengths, but you're going to use a ruler to measure your lengths in centimeters. So it says that you have an object that is placed 45 centimeters from a converging lens and f is 15 centimeters. So 2f becomes 30 centimeters and we need to place it at 3f. So using a ruler, we're going to measure 45 centimeters and we're going to place an object at 3f that is going to be 5 centimeter tall. I'll just estimate how tall that will be, but you are actually going to use a ruler to draw your object. Now we are going to show the light rays converging, as this is a convergent or a convex lens. This is going to pass through the focal point, and the other light ray is going to pass through the optical center. This was the first case that we studied in which your object was beyond 2f, and so your image is going to be formed between f and 2f. It is going to be smaller in size, it is going to be inverted, but it is going to be real, and it is going to be formed on the other side of the lens. Let's now have a look at this question. The focal length is 15 centimeters, but we want to place it at 10 centimeters, so around 1/3. We'll measure it with our ruler. The object is 3 centimeter tall, and we need to draw 2 light rays. One will pass through the optical center, and it will not refract. The other is going to pass through the focal point that is denoted by a capital F. I'll repeat, we are using a small f over here just to show that this is the whole focal length. Now these rays are actually divergent. This is another case that we studied. They're not parallel, and by using a ruler that would be shown in a better manner, but these light rays are divergent and they're moving away from each other. So we discussed that in this case, the image is going to be formed on the same side of the lens. They're going to intersect, the light rays are going to intersect on the same side of the lens, and you're going to have your image formed behind the object, and that image is going to be virtual, erect, and highly magnified. This question has a lot of odd values. However, we've studied the use of divergent lenses, so you should be able to draw a diagram for this. We'll have a look at the last example, that is once again for a converging lens. They're saying that the focal length is 12 centimeters, but we want to place it at 6 centimeters, so we'll place it in between, exactly in between the optical center and the focal length f. Once again, you use a ruler. The size of the object is not specified, so we can use any size. And we discussed what happens when your object is placed before the focal point. Once again, the light rays are going to diverge and your image is going to be formed at the same side of the lens. You can see these light rays are diverging, they're moving away from each other. They're not going to intersect on the other side, they're going to intersect at the same side. However, when you talk about a camera or your own eye, so the image is formed on the other side of the lens, and the viewer is then always behind the lens or on one side of the lens, and the image is on the other side of the lens. Try to visualize that in a camera, or how it looks like when it happens in your own eyes. We're going to discuss the eye and its defects even further in the next video.